Hey, before we even get into this video, man, I want to send a shout out, man, and a special thank you for all of those, man, that have supported the Giving to the Forgotten project that I have going on, man. For y'all that haven't seen the emails or anything, anytime or over the next few days, I believe it ends on the 26th. You go and buy one of the classic Immortal tees, this one or the At Ease t-shirt, for only $10. You buy one t-shirt, it's shipped to you, no shipping. You'll be giving a bag of fruit and 2 bottles of water to someone in need, man. So a lot of people are supporting it. I'm looking forward to, I believe it's the second week in June, man, when we go out and distribute the bags of fruit and water to, man, those that are homeless. And I'll just say this, man, I know that everybody is going through it right now. Like the world is doing something. Everybody's feeling this in some way, shape, form, or fashion, man. I know a lot of times, a lot of us, man, are counting pennies, but I'm gonna tell you this. One of the quickest ways to build karma, one of the quickest ways to get it out of the mud, man, is giving to others. Giving to others, man. And it's easy to give when you got commas coming out the commas in the bank. But it says even more, man, when it's like, man, I see the whole world is going through something. Let me help those who I know are doing a little worse than me. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank y'all that are supporting that project, man. And thanks in advance to those that will support it going forward.
I met a few old head bitches in my lifetime who niggas pay all the bills. Mm-hmm. They put up. They work because they want to. They don't have to do nothing. They nigga pay all the bills, fund their life.
Yeah.
And they be cheating. And I used to be like thinking like if I ever could find, I haven't found them yet, a nigga to pay all my bills and fund my lifestyle. If I ever could find it, I would never cheat on a nigga. And then, no, because it hit me about 2 years ago. Once you get older, you understand. They be bored. Them niggas who could fund their lifestyle and work all the time, working all the time. Yeah, because if you funding my lifestyle and you taking care of me and my kids in the household, you work a lot. Yeah, I get bored. And Frank down the street, who ain't got no goddamn job, and his wife fund his lifestyle, he got time and he's slinging dick.
At Ease, brothers. Man, I was just watching this clip, man, and a sister said that a brother that pays all the bills is bound to get cheated on, right? And even though that's a grand, like a broad statement, man, without really speaking on the meat and bones of a situation, I think there's some truth in that. And I think it's a good conversation because I think a lot of times us as men put too much emphasis or put too much power on getting the bag. Well, not just getting the bag, but thinking how it's going to transmute or translate into how a woman is going to interact with us. And it does play a part, but not nearly as much as men think. And a lot of men put their power, they put their essence into, you know, what they can do for a woman, being able to pay the bills, being able to do all these things. And I think a lot of men get lost in the sauce. And this is not a conversation on, you know, 50-50, who should be doing all this, what the ratio should be, because I think every situation is going to be different. I think everybody's personal situation, every relationship is going to be different. Depending on who works, who doesn't work, what people, you know, there's so many different factors when it comes to that. So it's not that conversation, but I will say this. I think that every man should at least be, he should at least be able to hold his own kingdom down. When a woman comes into your life, you shouldn't be needing no help, paying no bills, keeping no lights on, no assistance. It should at least be, if a woman comes in your life the long way, it should at least be if a woman comes and moves in with you and she has no overhead, your life shouldn't really change. Just keeping a roof over her head and you know, keeping food in her mouth, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, if she's coming in with student loan debt and coming in with, you know, Mercedes Benz or Lexus or BMW car notes and all kind of bills from bags and all that stuff, that's a whole different situation. There's a whole nother conversation, but a man should at least be able to hold his own kingdom down, at minimum. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to say this. Us as men, you have to understand that you paying all the bills does not equal loyalty. You paying all the bills does not equal loyalty, brothers. You know what I'm saying? We as men have to understand that if you do stumble across the 1, maybe 2% of the female population that has the ability to be loyal, then it's not going to be based on your income. It's not going to be based on you being able to fit the bill. It's going to be based on so many other different characters or characteristics. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be based on your morals, your integrity. You know what I'm saying? Just the way you move, the way you think, the way you operate as a man. There are a lot of men that have solid women that are faithful and loyal, brother, that aren't really paid. That have women that are working and paying the bills just as much as them, because they understand that there are certain certain factors associated with it, man. So you got to understand that your loyalty, you having a certain dollar amount, you paying all the bills, you doing whatever financially, does not equal loyalty, man. And you'll notice, especially once y'all brothers, you know, get some of y'all younger brothers get older and get out in the world some, and get to interacting with different women and seeing different women in the club scene, etc. You'll notice that a lot of the women that are quote unquote taken care of are the ones that are the easiest to get. They're the ones that are out when the husband is out working. They're the ones that are out when the husband is out, you know, on trips, taking care of business. They're the ones that are out that are easy to get. The women that have nothing going on but a man at home taking care of them. Those are the easiest targets. Those are the low-hanging fruit, man. So just understand that you being in a financial situation, it's not going to automatically create loyalty in your relationship, man. Because you gotta understand this. You gotta understand your woman is going to get bored very quick when she's in a position to just wake up, scratch her ass, and do whatever she wants to do. Like all women are going to like that initially, and that initially may be for a couple of years, maybe. All women love the idea of just being able to wake up every single morning, scratch my ass, drink my coffee, eat my avocado toast, and just do what I want to do. And of course, a lot of that may end up in some shopping sprees. A lot of it may end up in going to Pilates every day, hot yoga, tennis courses, personal trainers, and all that kind of stuff. But at a certain time, she's going to get very bored with that. She's going to get extremely bored with that. And when that dopamine fix of being spoiled and being able to get bags and being able to get cars and all this stuff, when that dopamine hit wears off, brother, she's gonna go back to the deepest level of that female nature and start desiring the deepest parts of masculine nature and everything that comes with that, man. And if you're a guy that's, you know, like the sister said, that's working hard to provide, maybe you're doing a lot of traveling, maybe you got 2 or 3 jobs, whatever it is, and you're not in the scene, you know what I'm saying? It's going to trigger the deepest parts of her, man, and it's just a matter of time before the guy that's training her, the guy that's always smiling at her down there at the burger joint, you know, anybody that she just crosses paths with, the barista down there at Starbucks, the barista will be able to get inside your woman's life, man. Once she gets bored, brother, it is a wrap. It is a wrap, man. So it's just a matter of time, man, before all those things wear off, man. So that's why I say this, and this is my solution to that, man. Because what sister said, man, there's a lot of truth to it. My solution, man, is that any woman that's going to be in your life, she has to be integrated in what you have going on to some degree. to some degree, the woman has to be integrated in what you're doing. I'm not saying she's working for the company you're working for. I'm not saying she's doing research for whatever you have going on at work, but she has to be so integrated in what you're doing and your mission to where she feels that obligation to be loyal to the situation just as much as you do. Like she has to have some skin in the game to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, think about it. If a woman is coming on our team to be a helpmate or help me, however the Bible says it, right? Then she automatically has to have some kind of skin in the game. And she might be on your marketing team, helping you get your merch right. She might be doing your email. She might be doing something, but she has to have some part in what you have going on, or she's not going to feel the same sense of loyalty and duty to the relationship that you do. That you do, man. Like that's vital to every relationship, man. It's vital, brothers. So I guess that comes down to that has a huge part, or plays a huge part in, these gnats out here, bro, on how we even select the women that will be in our lives. If we're going to be bringing women on our team that have to be integrated in what we're doing, then, and I think I said this a few videos ago, man, then we have to stop basing the women we get with on big booties and cute toes, man. Like, you got to get a woman that aligns with your mission if that's the case. Because if she doesn't really, think about this, man. Think about this. If she doesn't really align with your mission to the point where as soon as she comes in your life, she wants to be integrated in what you have going on, then she ain't the right one anyway. It's just a matter of time before, even if you're spending time with her, it's just a matter of time even then that she gets bored because she's not even aligned with who you are, where you're going. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta choose wisely if we're gonna choose at all. If we're gonna choose at all, because truth be told, man, a lot of men are just opting out of the whole game of relationships. A lot of men are opting out of the whole game of relationships. I can remember a few years ago, man, when the whole men going their own way mission, like that was a thing, and a lot of men were saying, hey, we kind of just frustrated. But brother, over the last 3 or 4 years, men have just opted out of playing that game. You know what I'm saying? That, and to be honest, that's why a lot of these conversations are even dwindling on 50-50 and women loyalty, because a lot of men are just saying, hey, you know what? Who cares? Like I'm not even playing that game anymore. And I know that's a completely different video, but that's a real thing, brother. A lot of men have found so much fulfillment in life that they don't even want to play the game. And I know that the first thing that comes to a lot of men, and let me say it like this. There are a lot of men that when I say something like that, they instantly understand. Like, I see it in the comments. Oh, so yeah, I'm done, man. I'm just living my life. I'm just being my best version. A lot of men understand when I say a lot of men are opting out. But at the same time, there are a lot of men that don't understand what I'm saying. And the first thing they think about is, oh man, I'm used to calling Regina, Sabrina, Angelina over on the weekend, man, and smashing, man, having a good time. There's gonna come a point in time, man, where you're even gonna lose, I don't want to say lose interest, but you're gonna understand that there is no value in that, brothers. There's gonna come a point in time, man, where you understand there's very little to absolutely no value in you just hooking up with a woman and smashing on the weekends or whatever you do, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna say there's no return on the investment. Everybody and their uncle done already smashed. Like, that's all she's really worth. She has no other things to bring to the table. No conversation. And you're gonna say, man, even the yoni isn't worth entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And after you get to that point, man, it's gonna change life. You're gonna see life different. You're gonna see life different, brothers. I'm not saying you're not gonna have the desire to be with women and all that shit, man. But you gonna say, man, it ain't worth, like how y'all brothers be saying in the comment, something like the something ain't worth the squeeze or something like that. The juice ain't worth the squeeze or something. You gonna realize the worth is not there. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, man, you're gonna take all that energy that you've been pumping into chasing and pursuing and trying to get a female and maybe a wife, all that energy, you're gonna take that energy and transmute it into your, into yourself and your vision and your kingdom. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, you're gonna understand that you've been living life on half your cylinders, man. You're going to realize that you've been living life on half your cylinders. You're going to realize that all the energy and effort you've been putting toward moving forward and achieving your goals, you're going to understand that you've been pursuing your mission on 50% of your horsepower. And after you understand that, after you taste that, after you can take that energy and put it towards your goal and start seeing things happen like ASAP overnight, you're gonna really lose that appetite for just entertaining women in a general sense. You're gonna really get to the point where you say, you know what, man, if this woman isn't bringing like straight gold in my life, like making my life so peaceful, or bringing a certain knowledge or skill set in my life, or just bringing a certain degree of femininity that maximizes my masculinity or whatever, or complements it in the right way, you're not gonna want to entertain it. You're not gonna want to entertain it, brothers. And at that point, you're only gonna want to entertain the 1%. You're only gonna want to entertain a certain caliber of woman. So, I guess what it comes down to, man, is us as men, we gotta choose wisely, because again, we can have all the assets, we can have all the money, we can do all this stuff, man. It don't mean that a woman is going to govern herself a certain way. First off, we gotta understand that. Hope y'all can still hear me, man. Got the brothers in the back getting to it this morning. First, we gotta understand, man, us having that bag and being able to do certain things for a woman, that don't equal loyalty. Like the first thing, we gotta understand that. And I guess the second thing is hell, we gotta decide, men, if that's even a game we want to play, if that's even a position we want to entertain. You know. And I know that kind of goes against evolution. I understand that kind of talk really preaches or speaks toward extinction. If I'm saying, hey man, there are a group of men and group of women, because a lot of women are saying the same thing. A group of men and women that are saying, hey, you know what? I'm good. I've dated, I've had my fun, I've been married, not married, whatever. I've had kids, no kids, and I'm to the point in life where I'm gonna put this thing on autopilot and I'm gonna enjoy life until the good Lord call me to the house type energy. I understand that that's not preaching, hey, let's fix this thing. But at the same time, I feel like the world has to reset itself. And I think maybe the people in our generation or around my age group, give or take 10 years either way, are the ones that say, hey, let's just sit our asses down for a minute. Let's find ourselves so we can operate in a certain frequency, so at least the people behind us can see what it looks like to be whole within self. And maybe if the generation behind us gets whole within themselves, then once they get of age, they can be two whole individuals, man and woman, and they can come together and fix it. So the prize that we talk about as far as how relationships supposed to be, maybe our generation, we aren't supposed to experience it. We're just supposed to be a vice or a tool in the process of fixing it. I know I'm rambling. Give me a couple of miles in. But yeah, what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think paying the bills equal loyalty or nah?